Hi, welcome back to the lecture on family, reproduction, and gender in Marxian economics. This is part, I believe, 7, probably. So, in this part, we will do basically we will look to the way the exploitation of women inside of the household may affect the man's wages. And here is the thing, actually. And actually, the main effect is very simple. So we might return to our analysis here. So let's assume men are getting 5 labor hours of the equivalent wage by working 10 labor hours. Well, according to this analysis, actually, as capitalism advances, the exact living standard man might think they should have may increase as the workers get more organized, as capitalism more advances, advanced productivity increases. So, for 10 labor hour of wage, they might they might think actually they should get 7.5 labor hour worth of let's say output. However, if they can exploit women and note that, for example, well, let's do in extreme sense in the household. So we want actually with 10 labor hour of work, man was thinking that they deserve to get so from perspective of capitalists, so they work 10 labor hour and they want in return 7.5 labor hour worth of living standard. They think 10 labor hours is equal to that labor standard. I mean, that's a fair amount, but actually they are getting 5 labor hour from the market. Well, assuming they got this 10 labor hour worth of well, living, they bring this 10 labor hour worth of inputs into the house, and their wives work for 15 labor hours, and in return they got 5 labor hour worth of input themselves, and they are basically giving or let's say 5 and 5. Their wives also work for, let's say, 10 labor hours. But in return, they got just 5 labor hour worth of input to themselves, and they are getting, they are giving the extra 5 labor hour of the products that are being value added that is produced by themselves to their husbands. So in this case, actually, men work 10 labor hour, women work 5 labor hour. There is a 5 labor hour worth of surplus. That means actually men, from the household perspective, also the survival wage is actually 5 labor hour for an individual, and since from the capitalist perspective, actually the wages, the value of the wages inside of the household is double the amount of the value given, the value they have from the perspective of the capitalists. So actually, it means the man could be given just 2.5 labor hour worth of wage. So even in this case, actually, they are not exploited to the furthest possible point. But they think they deserve more. They think they deserve 2.5 labor hour more, higher amount of more output. But they got 5 labor hour from the market, from the, let's say, capitalists, and they might get this extra 2.5 labor hour from their wives. So by exploiting their wives in this sense, they are able to increase their living standards as men. And when they do that, the amount of wage they demand from their employers might decrease. So in return, of course, so as a result, of course, the fact that the women are exploited by men in the household helps the capitalists themselves to increase the exploitation rate of the man. So this inequality between man and woman actually is helping. Well, so man is able to get part of what the woman produce, so the capitalist can get more from the man, what the man has produced. So this is the analysis that's made by. You can see it in the readings also, in the different readings, this type of analysis. The fact that this exploitation inside of the household is helping the capitalists to maintain the exploitation. Although we might also say, ask the question whether capitalists could benefit more if those wives are not exploited by their husbands, but rather they also join to the labor force and basically directly exploited by the capitalists. Not there won't be whether it would be better if there won't be indirect exploitation. So this is as much as our analysis go in terms of how Marxian model can be applied to the household relations. Interesting actually, in Engels' analysis of the household relations, this model is not that widely used. Although Engels himself is thinking that the full equality between man and woman can only be realized in the inside of the social system, not in capitalist system. This is interesting because Marx himself writes capitalist system is the system which is actually eliminating all the differences between the workers, including gender differences and race also, basically. But the idea Engels has presented in his writing is actually capitalists are very much using the differences between man and woman, basically. These ideas might not be mutually exclusive, by the way. We will see it a little bit further in the next development part of this course. No, not development, international relations part of this course. In a model, we will see there. But let's see the analysis Engels has made. So Engels starts actually at the point where we have already started in the starting point of this course, where family is the basic production unit, and you have many members in the family, 10, 20, 30 members of the family live in the same living place. And when they do that, you have many male members and many female members of this in the family. Male members might have some leverage because they are the ones that are going to that are connecting this large family with the outside world. So the household is to some extent dependent on the outside world. The fact that this connection is made done by males might be giving some advantage to the male members. But still in this family, most goods are produced at home. Most goods are produced at home. They are not commodities because they are not sold in the market. Produced and sold in the household. Produced and consumed in the household, not sold. And both men and women have different tasks. And in these families, women are not equal to the men. They might still have some power. Especially because man and woman they organize separately, and usually these families they have one male head of the household, but also one female head of the household, which is usually chosen, of course, by the head of household, sometimes directly, sometimes indirectly. Sometimes his mother is directly, for example, the mother of the head of the household is directly also the head of the female head of the household, who might also have considerable authority over his son. In other cases, it might be, for example, his favorite wife. In that case, basically that wife is chosen by the husband, not it's not directly chosen by the rules of the system. And in this case, since most production is done by the household, both members of the female and male members of the household are part of this main social production element, which is the family itself, of course, in this case. Only the secondary connections are more organized by men. Other definitions of this type of household: the marriages are usually loose, which means, you might have this father, the male head of the household, and he might have brothers or he might have sons inside of the house, and the one brother can basically demand a work done by another brother's wife, or the wife can also ask the brother of her husband to do work. So the marriages are loose, not in terms of course, the sexual sense, if you are wondering that, but they are loose in terms of, the married couples are not isolated with each other. They are living together, and all types of personal relations that are usually today restricted to the family are done by all family members, all 20 family members, except maybe the most private relationships. So the children are seen, for example, as children of the whole family. In that sense, the uncles can be seen as fatherly, as in any way they can be as much as a father to the children as the original biological father, basically. And I also said women had an important position in this household, and these families might have also a female leader. And we have already talked about this disadvantage. So in Engels' analysis, and this might be discussed because basically not everyone necessarily agree with this completely, but when we have capitalist system, and when suddenly these families started to move to the cities, it might be also possible in the villages they sent certain members to the cities to get income, and money has become more important as more and more inputs are necessary to be brought from the cities. Basically, the monetary income from the people who are working for the market shops become more important. So the importance of the household work, which is done by the family unit, is decreasing, and the importance of the market income that is flowing to the household becomes more and more critical. At this time, previously, this household work was done together by the members of the household. So you need to keep those 30 people that together to survive. But now, since market work becomes important, and since people work and they bring their income to the household, and then by necessities from the market mostly, and the actual work done in the household is shrinking, this cooperation between the household members is not anymore important. The immediate result of this trend is more and more the pairs, the family pairs, separate family pairs, they got separated. They don't live anymore together. They move to a different house, and they still might see each other, but they are not they are economically independent. At most, they might be maybe with reciprocal relationship, helping with each other. So they kind of becomes like separate families inside of the village now. Previously, they were one family which was working together. And even inside of the villages, of course, as more numbers goes outside, this bond starts to be actually break down. So we will talk a little bit more on this, and then we will see what might happen further when capitalist relations continue, and what is the end of Engels' analysis, and how can this analysis to be brought further. So we will see this in the next part, since we are coming close to the 15 minutes mark. So see you in the next part.